Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, so good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our class. So I'm waiting for somebody right now. Please. It seems he will join us. Okay. I think everything is set. Okay, so uh, welcome back. Welcome back to our class. So yesterday we talked about research, user research. So, and we looked into what user research means in reference to UI UX, and we looked into the types, the different examples of types, and we look into some sections too, like processes of conducting a user research and the importance of user research in respect to return on investment. So we talk about different different types and the categories they fall to and the reason for conducting user research. Okay, so today we'll be talking about the research methods and practices. So we we looked into user research methods yesterday, but we didn't go in deeper. So today we'll be going in fully into what these methods are and how you can practice them. Okay, so this is like a diagram that shows different user research methods. These are the common ones that designers conduct. We have focus groups, diary studies, user surveys, user interviews, website analytics, usability testing, and personas. So these are some common research methods we use to conduct. Okay, so let's go into it. Now, the first thing we have here is usability testing. So it's a method of evaluating a product or design by testing it with the real users to identify any usability problem and find ways to improve them. So it's like a method that I use to evaluate a product, that I use to test a product before launching it. So it's like a kind of research methods that is being conducted after you already have your design, after you've come up with your high fidelity design. You've come up with a design that is very, very similar to the final design. Then you give out the prototype to users to help you test. You also share it with stakeholders to help you share. So it involves tasks like having the users to complete a specific task with the product. So it might be that you are working on an investment platform, an investment app, for instance. So you just give out the prototype to your users to help you uh, complete a specific task, like just to make an investment, right? Just to go for an investment like that. So just to complete that task, and you get the feedback, the experiences, some challenges they face, maybe while clicking on something or the other, or something is not responding the way it's supposed to. So those feedback are what you are going to be incorporating. So those feedback are like insights we've got. So we're going to be incorporating it. So e.g. user zoom and user test. So that's about how to conduct. That's about usability testing. That's actually how it is. You conduct a form of research to evaluate products by testing it with the real users to identify any usability problem. Like you might use user zoom or user testing and tell your users to help you record their whole experience, uh, their whole experiences while using that product. Okay, so and also we have interviews and focus groups. So you can see I'm like I'm combining the two together, interviews and focus group, because they are very very similar. But the difference is that interview only involve one person, one-on-one conversation with the interviewer and the person being interviewed. And focus group could include a diverse group of about 4 to 8 people. So and it's very very they are very very similar. So what this means is they generally provide qualitative data and require a small sample size. So an interview with an engaging one-on-one conversation with another person, you can see is a kind of research that does not require a large number of people. So and we also know that qualitative research is a kind of research that helps you evaluate conclusion easily, that helps you conclude on what the user wants and what the user needs easily, because you are being engaged with the user in a one-on-one conversation, right? So they generally provide qualitative data and require a small sample size. It can be used for creating persona, customer journey maps. So yeah, because if you conduct an interview, for instance, you are going to be getting a well detailed information of that person, the demographics, the person's activities, the name of the person and the likes. So challenges the person is facing, frustration and the likes. So you can use that information to go into persona easily, or customer journey maps. So persona is like user persona is like a representative of one person. So we have so many things it contains, like the person's goal for using that product, the person challenges, the person's demographics and the likes. So focus groups are best for foundational research and require a diverse group of 4 to 8 people. What I mean by foundational research is, like I said, is a research that is being conducted at the very beginning of your overall design, right? So focus groups are best for foundational research and require a diverse group of what, 4 to 8 people. So if you are conducting this kind of research, interview or focus group, you can use this to Zoom, Google Meet, or rather a physical. So if you are conducting it physically, you can just conduct it physically. Just keeping in mind that you are providing questions that will help you get more information on what you are doing. So that's about usability and interviews, usability testing and interview. So the next method we have here is, okay, so this is how a user interview looks like. So one-on-one conversation. So this could be this is a physical interview, right? So this is the interviewer and this is the user. So like the person will have some questions with the designer will have questions with the person and the person will respond to it. So now let's go into another method. So we have surveys here, a user survey. It's a set of questions used to collect specific information about preferences, attitudes, and opinions from a representative sample of your target audience. So it's like sending out questions to people and they pick options from it or they respond to that question. So it must be concise, simple and focused. Yes, that's why I keep telling people that if you are conducting a survey, a user survey, don't conduct it in form of don't include questions that are in form of interviews, because some questions being asked on the during the interview is not supposed to be asked on the surveys, because people are likely not to fill it and you won't get anything. That means you won't get any response if you are asking too much questions that require large answers, large responses. People will not attend to it. So it is better to just go straight to the point, concise and very simple, and focus on what you need. Okay, so if you are conducting a survey, an interview is a one-on-one conversation, right? It's a situation whereby you and the person you are in a conversation together. So it is likely for the person to give you a response. But unlike a survey, people might not even respond to. So even naturally, if you have been given a question or a questionnaire, you go through every question first before you begin to answer anything. So that's how it is. So if users are saying questions that are likely not to be able to fill, they won't even consider answering anything. So you can use Google Form to conduct that. So we also have the diary study. So diary study is like a journal you give out to users to help you record their overall experience, their experiences in due time. So it is the best for understanding long-term behavior and attitudes, including changes in behavior and perceptions, as well as customer journeys. So it's like giving out journals in form of diary to people, or it could be online form to people, to help you feel gradually, consecutively, every day to day. Okay, so it's like what's it called, it's like giving out journals to users to help you feel. So it is best for understanding a long-term behavior. So it could be that you're sending out journals to them, or a diary, a form of diary or online form to them, to help you record their overall experiences. So the challenges we face in this kind of research method is that getting the users to actually complete this journaling task. So that is the challenges we have on this. So if you are conducting a diary study, you are not going to be getting your information, your insights immediately. It takes time. It could be 2 weeks, 1 week, or more than. So just give out the journals to people and tell them to help you record the overall. Okay, when I visit this app today, this is what I see there. Oh, this is the challenges I face. They will record it on that diary study. So after few weeks, after the time for the time for the study is completed, then you collect it and you get feedback from that. So you can even use WhatsApp to send out those links. So that's how our diary study works. Okay, so another kind of method we have here is ethnographic. So ethnographic research, it involves first-hand observations of users as they interact with their world, and it is a great method for understanding how environment and context influence their experiences. So it's studying out the user's environment and how it influences their overall experiences, going out to the real world to understand users and their environment. So that kind of research is actually conducted physical. So you have to go out to meet people and try to study their environment with this. So that means this kind of research, you are going to be asking questions that relate to their environment and how how their environment influence their experience while using your product. So that's how ethnographic research. So this kind of research is not really common. Uh, yeah, it's not really common nowadays because everything we do is actually online. So this kind of research is not really common. Another one we have here, another method is A/B testing. So A/B testing is used for comparing two design options. So it's a situation whereby you send out designs to people. It could be 5 or 10 different screens. So you have two options on it on each page. So you just have to tell your users to help you pick one from each page. So and they tell you why they pick this and why they are not going for the other one. So A/B testing, in A/B test, you create experiments to measure how different UI changes impact specific predefined metrics. So it's a situation whereby you tend to understand how you can improve in your UI, especially. So because this kind of research is mostly focused on UI changes in your design, your user, how your interface looks like. So and how you can uh, amend this and try to reorganize the design elements on it. So for okay, so now this is like how uh, this is like how ethnographic looks like. So you have customer insights, you have their values, how the environment influences them, the emotions they have, behaviors, habits, experiences, activities, culture. So your questions need to uh, come around this insights, come around this customer insight, their habits, experiences, activities, culture. So any questions you are asking, it needs to revolve on this. So now we have another method here, quantitative usability testing. So we said usability testing is mostly a qualitative research because it does not really require a large number of people. But then we also have quantitative usability testing. So this is just like an opposite of it. So it involves collecting metrics like time on task, error rate, or success rate during a usability testing. It requires a large sample size. So this does not really require the overall experience, right? It focuses on time, on the time of task, the error rate, and success rate. So if you are after a research that you are just focusing on the time the person used while conducting that study, the error rate and success rate, that means you need a large number of people to be able to come up with a conclusion that okay, this is a particular prototype. Because if you send out a particular prototype to someone and the person used about 5 minutes on it, you send it out to another person uses 10 minutes, that means you are being what you have different kind of different insights, right? So you need to have a lot before you can generalize. Okay, this is the estimation. People use 5 minutes for this. Oh, it's too long to complete this kind of task because you need to reduce it. That means you are going to be reducing those tasks, some things that are making it difficult, some things that are really not necessary. So that's how quantitative usability testing works. And also we have web or app analytics. So it involves using monitoring tools to see what people are doing with your product, including what they click on, what pages they visit, what features they use, what steps they take before and after an action, and so on. So it's like you are going to be using monitoring tools like your camera, your microphone. So you are going to be using that to test what people click on. So you might be seeing some things like when you open an app, The app will request for, oh, we want to conduct a research, we want to conduct a review. They put it that way, a kind of review. Would you allow your camera to be on? This and that. So if you click on that kind of thing, so that's an example of web or app analytics. So that's how it works. So they will tell you that, oh, please, we want to use a microphone. Can you click on, can you allow your microphone? That means everything you say will be recorded, and your camera, your face will be recorded. So each example of what you can use is mixer panel, full story, and how you can do the analytics is your what? Using Google Analytics, full story, or JAP. So that's how web or app analytics works. So people actually use it as an evaluative research, that is, conduct research after you've already launched the product, after in the later run, right? In the later run, maybe after you've already come up with the design, you just need some insights. So now we've come to the end of research methods that I have, right? That are kind of very common to designers. So there are so many other methods out there, but these ones are very common. We have the usability testing and interviews. So usability testing, interviews and focus groups. We also have surveys and diary study. We have ethnographic research and A/B testing, and we also have quantitative usability testing and web or app analytics. So now, if you want to conduct a research or user research, you need to have a research plan. So this is a concise reference point of your project's timeline, goals, main players, and objective. So like I said, that how do you know what to use for your design, for your research? So you need to have a plan, right? So on that plan, these are what's supposed to be there: project timeline, goals, main players, and objective. Project timeline means the time it must take you to complete this research. That means you are going to be focusing on this thing before you go into, okay, this is the kind of research method I like to conduct. No, you need to have that in mind, that okay, what's the project timeline? Can I do this within this period? If you are given a week, for instance, to conduct a research, or 2 weeks, then you go for a diary study that takes more time. It's a long time research method. That means you are going off point. That means you are not supposed to choose that for that. But if you are given about a month, 2 months, then you can go for a diary study. It depends. So, and who is even doing diary study nowadays? People are going for interview, surveys, or A/B testing, usability testing. Those are kind of methods people conduct nowadays. So considering that project timeline, that means the project timeline is in your research is in your research plan. Then the goals, you have the goals, because before you even start working on anything, the stakeholders would have informed you about their goals they want, okay, what they expect from you. And the main players, these are your target audience. These are people you are conducting the research with. You need to have that in your research plan. Okay, highlight the project timeline. This is the project timeline. Highlight the goal of this research. This is the goal. Highlight your target audience. Okay, I need to conduct this research with only adults. I need to conduct this research with only nursing mothers. I need to conduct this research with transport workers. So like that. Okay, so that's how it's done. You need to have it and objectives of that research. Then research plans offer an overview of the product, helps keeps the team focused, and provides an easy reference point for everyone involved in the project. So if you have the goal, okay, this is the goal we are focusing on, everybody will be focused. Like, okay, so it brings the team together. Okay, we are working on this thing, you shouldn't go beyond this. This is the goal, and we are working in this duration, we shouldn't exceed this duration. That's the project timeline. So it keeps everybody focused, it keeps everybody aligned with what they are supposed to do. Okay, so it consists of the backgrounds, the goals, questions, hypothesis, methodology, and proposed schedule. So you have the background, you have the goals you want, the questions you need to ask, and your hypothesis, your own assumptions, your own thinking, what you already have in mind that you want to do. Okay, methodology, these are methods you use to conduct research. And proposed schedule, the schedule you have, the project timeline. So that's how you, that means before going into a research, you need to have a what, a research plan. So if you are going to research, you have to keep it in mind, the project timeline, the goals, your target audience, that's the main players and objective. So now, research questions. These questions are questions you need to ask yourself first before going into research. Okay, who is the target audience for the research? So like I said earlier, if you are working on a product, if you want to conduct a research for a product, you need to know who are your target audience first. So if you are working on a mental app, for instance, or let me just say a kind of health app that involves only pregnant women, that means you need to look for pregnant women before you conduct your research. Okay, so you won't be going to meet teenagers that are not even pregnant, that are not even up to that age, to conduct your research with them. So you need to keep it in mind, your target audience first. Who is the target audience for the research? Now, what is the potential impact of this research? You need to have that in mind. Okay, what am I going to get? What is the impact of conducting this research in my study? You already have assumptions